The floorboards are made of polished coral stone, where the currents hum in a baritone. We dance in slow motion, hair like silk, in a sea of moonlight, white as milk. No oxygen needed, just the breath of a song, where the ancient whales sing along, tied to the anchor of a sunken clock, watching the jellyfish gently rock, drifting through the ocean of Misa's grace. Time is a ripple we can't even trace, a liquid kingdom and a blue embrace, finding the stars in a watery space, in the ocean of Misa's grace. A pulse of amber in the dark abyss, a burning phantom, a neon kiss, an orange lantern made of living light, guiding the dreamers through the deep sea night. The surface is a mirror, miles above, but here we stay in the weight of love, in the ocean of Misa's grace. In the ocean of Misa's grace. A box of letters tied in faded blue, fragments of a sky I once knew, black and white, the edges starting to fray, holding on to ghosts of yesterday. Antique mirrors reflecting an empty chair, the scent of dried jasmine in the air, dusty sunlight dancing on the floor, tracing paths to things we are no more, captured in the echo of Misa's hall, where the autumn leaves begin to fall, a quiet place to shadows on the wooden wall in the echo of Misa's hall. The oil lamp flickers with a golden tongue, singing songs that we have always sung. An amber flame that keeps the cold at bay, guiding all the memories home to stay. The book is closed, the candle starts to dim, filled with longing to the very brim, in the echo of Misa's hall. In the echo of Misa's hall. White mist is rising from the terracotta pots, tying the wind in silver knots. We aren't growing roses or lilies of white, we're harvesting the fragments of the light. Clouds are tethered to the iron beams, soaking up the moisture of our dreams. Misa prunes the lightning from a stormy sky, watching the heavy thunder pass us by. Floating in the mist of Mrs. Garden, where the hardened heart begins to soften. Every bitter word is finally forgotten, in a world made of silk and white cotton, in the mist of Mrs. Garden. Is a vessel of gold, holding the stories that were never told. An orange glow on the humid glass, watching the ghosts of the seasons pass. Breath in the vapor, let the spirit fly. You're just a cloud in a velvet sky, in the mist of Mrs. Garden, in the mist of Mrs. Garden. of silver piano wire, stretching over mountains of sapphire fire. The tickets are leaves from an autumn tree, valid for the souls who want to be free. Misa walks the aisle with a tray of glass, watching the constellations slowly pass. She serves a cup of stardust and tea to a passenger who looks exactly like me, riding on the steam of Misa's journey through the valleys where the shadows turn to honey, far from the race for the gold and the money, where the night is bright and the stars are sunny, on the steam of Misa's journey. The engine heart is a burning orange sun, knowing that the trip has only just begun. A copper light on the velvet seats, where the dream and the dreamer finally meet. Don't ask for the station, don't ask for the time. The universe is moving in a perfect rhyme, on the steam of Misa's journey, on the steam of Misa's journey. When the sun goes down and the lamps go out, and the world is filled with a silent doubt, Misa holds up a crystal of black to bring the hidden colors back. A rainbow made of the shadows light, invisible to the human sight. She finds the indigo in the deep, in the violet secrets that we keep. Seeing in the prism of Misa's night, a different kind of a holy sight, beyond the reach of the neon bright. Everything is heavy, everything is light, in the prism of Misa's night. splash of orange in a velvet street where the dark and the neon meet. An amber spark in a world of blue, showing the colors that are true. Don't fear the dark, just look through the stone. You've never been more clearly known. In the prism of Misa's night. Ribbons of silk, typing out letters as white as milk. Missa is writing the dreams you forgot in a small garden or a hidden plot. The A is for always, the S is for stay, chasing the shadows of the gray away. The carriage returns with a silver ding. Listen to the secrets the hammers sing, written in the ink of Misa's keys. A story carried on a summer breeze, falling in love with the things you see, finally becoming who you want to be by the ink of Misa's keys. The ribbon glows with the copper heat, making the rhythm of the heartbeat. An orange fire on a paper sheet where the truth and the fable meet. The page is full, the story is told, a velvet tale of black and gold by the ink of Misa's keys. She stands on the corner of Memory Street with a bunch of spheres that are light and sweet. They aren't filled with air, they're filled with the lead of the heavy old words that we shouldn't have said. Misa ties a string to your heavy despair and watches it float into the thin blue air. The higher it goes, the smaller it feels, until it's outrun by the spinning wheels. Rising on the breath of Misa's balloons, chasing the sun and the afternoon, whistling the light and the happy tunes over the hills and the white sand dunes. On the breath of Misa's balloons. An orange fire, lifting the heavy heart higher and higher. A copper cloud in a sky of glass, watching the weight of the gravity pass. Let go of the string, let go of the ground. Look at the beautiful world you found on the breath of Misa's balloon. water is rain to wash away the shadow of the stain. Misa shapes the loaves of second chances, watching the steam as it gracefully dances. The oven is warm and the kitchen is bright, turning the morning into a delight. Tasting the crust of Misa's clouds, far from the noise of the angry crowds, wrapped in the peace of the linen shrouds, where the silence of the heart is proud. In the bakehouse of Misa's clouds. The oven burns with an orange sun, knowing that the feast has just begun. A copper light on the rising dough, watching the warmth of the spirit grow. Take a bite of the sky, take a bite of the peace. Let all the sorrow and the worry cease. In the bakehouse of Misa's clouds. Up the stairs to the top of the house, quietly now, like a velvet mouse. Open the latch and leave your shoes. Leave the weight of the daily news. The old rocking horse is drifting by, in a room that's open to the sky. Misa swims through the dusty air, touching the ghosts that are gathered there. Weightless in Misa's attic sky, watching the heavy world go by. No more must and no more try, just the drifting of a butterfly in Misa's attic sky. Let your feet leave the wooden beam. You're only as heavy as a dream in Misa's attic sky. doesn't look at planets or the cold moon. It doesn't care for the afternoon. The lens is made of a frozen tear to bring the invisible beauty near. Misa adjusts the marble dial to see the truth behind a weary smile. She finds a galaxy of hidden hope under the eye of her telescope, watching through Misa's marble lens, where the journey of the ego ends. A cosmic map for the best of friends, healing the heart as it finally mends through Misa's marble lens. Peace burns with an orange glow, watching the rivers of kindness flow. A copper spark in a dark design, proving that the spirit is truly divine. The stars are inside you, just take a look, like a secret kept in a dusty book. Through Misa's marble lens. A thousand cracks and a jagged edge left on the cold and the stony ledge. Misa picks up the broken parts, the tired maps of the human hearts. She doesn't hide where the wounds have been, or the places where the pain crawled in. She fills the gaps with a liquid sun until the healing work is done. Mended by Misa's golden glue, turning the old into something new. The scars are beautiful, the scars are true, holding the spirit like a morning dew by Misa's golden glue. The seams are burning with an quench fire, lifting the value of the spirit higher. A copper light on a fragile frame, giving the struggle a holy name. You're stronger now for the breaking, dear. There's nothing left for you to fear. By Mrs. Golden Glue. Mrs. Golden Glue. The sky is washing the streets of sound. Quiet footsteps on the sodden ground. I leave the heavy coat of the day by the door where the shadows play. My palms find warmth on the kettle side, nowhere for the restless heart to hide. Just the silver steam and the attic light, dissolving the edges of the night. Let it fall, let it wash away in this cradle of the silver gray. Unlearning the noise, unbinding the soul, the rain is making the broken whole. A single candle, a flame so small, painting a miracle on the wall. The wood grain table, the ink, the pen, finding the rhythm of peace again. Let it fall, let it wash away in this cradle of the silver gray. The blue of the dusk, the candles glow, safe in the quiet that we only know. A golden ember in the grate, telling the world that it can wait. The velvet darkness is a friend, where every beginning meets its end. Letting go now, cradle of the silver gray, deep and clean. Heavy bags are left upon the pier. The foggy shore is nowhere near. A paper boat, a memory in flight, carried by the currents of the light. Unbound hands are resting on the knees, feeling every secret in the breeze. The ticking clock has forgotten how to chime. We've stepped outside the borders of the time, floating through the void of Misa's dream. Nothing is as heavy as it seemed. Let the old world vanish like a steam, following the silver of the stream, in the void of Misa's dream. The horizon burns in gold and copper fire, burning every bridge and every tired desire. A spark of amber in a crystal glass, watching all the shadows slowly pass. Footsteps light upon a path of sand, leaving all the maps in a distant land, in the void of Misa's dream, in the void of Misa's dream. The desert is made of fine white sugar grains, where it never snows and it never rains. The sky is a canopy of violet silk, and the stars are swirling in a river of milk. Misa walks where the cinnamon breezes blow, leaving footprints that begin to glow. She harvests the spice from a frozen flame, riding the wind with a secret name. Lost in the spice of Misa's desert, where the heart is safe and the soul is alert, healing the spirit and the ancient hurt, with a golden light and a velvet shirt, in the spice of Misa's desert. orange lantern breathes a copper light, turning the dunes into a mountain of height. An amber glow in a sugar white sea, setting the ghost of the memory free. Taste the air and let the night begin. Let the warmth of the spice settle in the spice of Misa's desert, in the spice of Misa's desert. The tower stands where the oak trees grow, watching the rivers of emerald flow. A beacon of glass in a canopy of green, guiding the ships that are never seen. Misa climbs the spiral of creaking pine, where the moss and the silver ivy entwine. She polishes the lens with a silk of dew, turning the old world into the new. Shining through the beam of Mrs. Tower, giving the shadows a gentle power. A quiet bloom in the midnight hour, where the golden light begins to flower. In the beam of Mrs. Tower. Apart, a copper sun in a leafy sea, lighting the path for you and me. Rest your head on the bark of the tree. The light is on and the soul is free. In the beam of Mrs. Tower, in the beam of Mrs. Tower. Books are hovering above the mahogany floor, escaping through the keyhole of the door. Ink is dripping from the tales of old, turning into butterflies of blue and gold. Misa catches a scent from a dusty shelf, a bottle of rain or a shadow of self. She bottles the laughter from a summer fair and hangs the constellations in her hair. Lost in the verse of Misa's wings, where every silent volume softly sings, unbound by the logic of earthly things. To the edge of the sky, the spirit clings, in the verse of Mrs. Wings. Spine is burning with a copper light, a sun trapped in leather, defiant and bright, an orange fire in a sea of ink, giving us the courage to finally think. Read between the lines of the falling snow. There are secrets only the dreamers know, in the verse of Mrs. Wings, in the verse of Mrs. Wings. Shelves of silver and shelves of lead, holding the tears that were never shed. Misa labels every drop with care, from a winter storm to a summer air. One drop from a wedding in 1904, another that fell on a wooden shore. She keeps the ripples in a crystal jar, each one reflecting a tiny star, saved in the glass of Misa's gallery, a liquid map of a human salary, beyond the reach of the dry reality, finding the soul's true tonality in the glass of Misa's gallery. The evening sun turns the water to gold, warming the story soggy page. Don't fear the storm or the rising lake. Every drop is for your sake in the glass of Mises gallery. In the glass of Mises gallery. The guest list is empty, but the chairs are all full in a room made of velvet and black sheep's wool. Misa is serving a plate of what-ifs, caught in the scent of the Earl Grey whiffs. Your shadow sits down and unfolds its napkin, a twin to your soul, a long-lost kin. It tells you the secrets you buried so deep in the hours of the day when the memories sleep. Dining in the shade of Misa's table, where the truth is a fact and the lie is a fable. Finally steady and finally able to weave the dark threads into a cable at the shade of Misa's table. Flickers with an orange tongue. The shadow song has finally been sung. A copper light on a dark silhouette, freeing the heart from the ghost of regret. Drink up the darkness, it's only a tea, setting the parts of your spirit free at the shade of Misa's table. I looked for the lighthouse, I looked for the train, I looked for the shelter in the pouring rain. I walked through the desert in the silk subway, chasing the light of a different day. But Misa was waiting at the end of the hall, the simplest answer of them all. She wasn't a place or a star in the sky. She was the hello and the goodbye. The final piece of the living pizza, metaphor for the whole. No more distance, no more visa, just the smile of a Mona Lisa in the spirit of Misa. looked for the lighthouse, I looked for the train, I looked for the shelter in the pouring rain. I walked through the desert and the silk subway, chasing the light of a different day. But Misa was waiting at the end of the hall, the simplest answer of them all. She wasn't a place or a star in the sky, she was the hello and the goodbye. Always hope in the spirit of Misa, the final piece of the living pizza. No more distance, no more visa, just the smile of a Mona Lisa in the spirit of Misa. The world is drowning in an orange fire, fulfilling the soul's ultimate desire. A copper dawn that will never set, ending the cycle of regret. The song is finished, the room is still. Rest your heart on the windowsill. You are Misa and she is you. Everything is beautiful, everything is true. Before the sun begins to burn and the wheels of the city start to turn, Misa walks with a silver jar under the ghost of the morning star. She gathers the tears from the blades of grass in a vessel made of the clearest glass, to wash the eyes and to wash the mind, leaving the bitter days behind, cleansed by the dew of Misa's fields, to see the harvest that the spirit yields. A quiet armor, a velvet shield, where the broken heart is finally healed, in the dew of Misa's fields. The drop is burning with an orange sun, knowing the cleansing has just begun. A copper spark in a liquid eye, saying a beautiful soft goodbye. Drink the morning, feel the cool, like a child on the way to school, in the dew of Misa's fields. before the sun begins to burn and the wheels of the city start to turn. Misa walks with a silver jar under the ghost of the morning star. She gathers the tears from the blades of grass in a vessel made of the clearest glass, to wash the eyes and to wash the mind, leaving the bitter days behind, cleansed by the dew of Misa's fields, to see the harvest that the spirit yields. A quiet armor, a velvet shield, where the broken heart is finally healed, in the dew of Misa's fields. The drop is burning with an oranged sun, knowing the cleansing has just begun. A copper spark in a liquid eye, saying a beautiful soft goodbye. Drink the morning, feel the cool, like a child on the way to school, in the dew of Misa's field.